Hello everybody. I'm so glad that you're here to join me because we are going on a very, very special trip. We are going down the mind of a pathological lying narcissist known as Devon fucking Tracey. So let's dive into this train wreck known as Devon's worldview, shall we?
I've got to now defend myself against more bogus accusations. This time, accusations that I dox people. Which I will say at the very outset, just for the simple Cliff Note version of this video, I've never doxed anyone. And never would. Not got it.
So right here, we need a little bit of context because Devon himself now has decided that he doesn't like the standard definition of doxing, which is the definition that he has used in the past. You will hear him say multiple times, I will dox you, I have doxed everyone, you cross me once, I'll fucking dox you. He doesn't want to use that definition anymore because, well, that would by default make him a doxer, and he doesn't like that. So now he has changed it to doxing names is not really doxing. And now he wants to make the claim that he has never doxed anyone's location or their city, which is a ridiculous statement because he has confessed that he's done it, which he also lied about in his video that he made explaining why his Twitter was deleted. If you want the evidence for this, you can go check out my video, Atheist Rue Lies to His 33,000 Subs.
But we shall explore every aspect of this public debacle and train wreck of fearful, timid millennial scum.
Fearful, timid millennial scum. That is how Devon wants to portray my character. Now, let's get a little context of reality in here, shall we? About 2 weeks ago, a flying monkey flew to Edmonton and challenged me to a fight. Now, this flying monkey named Sean, he outweighed me by 40 pounds, and I accepted this fight. We agreed to show up at an MMA gym and duke it out. Guess what happened? I showed up, he didn't. And what generation was he from? I think he was about like 43 years old, so would he be from Gen X or would he be a millennial? So that right there destroys your clam, Devon. In addition to that, you have challenged me to a fight, and I accepted it. So the second you get me a plane ticket, I will fly to Germany and I'll knock your fucking teeth in like I would have done to Sean if he had the balls to fucking show up.
We've gone through this before, months ago. This is not a glitch in the Matrix. This is a story from over a year ago. This is a story where some of these same losers went on the Drunken Peasants in front of a massive audience and accused me of the very same thing. They presented their completely weak, pathetic evidence, cherry-picked, distorted, and taken out of context. They did their very best to smear me. It was very cute. They got laughed off the stage, and TJ the Amazing Atheist made t-shirts about Josh's mispronunciation of the word meme as mem.
Fun little fact. I actually went to a half English, half French high school, and that's how I heard meme pronounced as mem. So, eat a dick, Devon.
That's how the last round went. TJ looked at the evidence and said, nah, no.
Right now, the tour bus that is driving through Devon's worldview has just made its first stop. According to Devon's worldview, TJ looked at the evidence and said, nah. Who could believe that? It's funny because I was there and I heard something a little bit different. So we have Devon's account of what happened. We have Devon's worldview. So why don't we, just for the hell of it, look at the facts?
I'm not here telling you he's never done anything wrong.
Is he responsible for this document?
He's responsible. He's liable.
Okay, so we agree.
He did
So
it.
he's a piece of shit.
It was wrong.
On Devon's behalf, I can kind of understand how he would watch that clip and hear
He's responsible. He's liable.
Okay, so we agree.
He did
So
it.
he's a piece of shit.
It was wrong.
and then interpret that as
TJ looked at the evidence and said, nah, no.
Now, to all the flying monkeys that have just watched this, I want you to do the first honest thing that you've ever done in your fucking life and type in the comments section, I do not care about the truth. I do not care that Devon Tracey lies his fucking ass off constantly. It really amazes me that we can have a group in a secular community that does not give a shit about what is true or not. It brings me back to Matt Dillahunty's question. Do you care whether what you believe is true or not? If you are a fan of Devon's and you don't care how much he lies, you are no better than a Muslim apologist or a Christian apologist.
So what I'm about to do right now is dissect every facet of this organized, comically weak group mob who is trying to attack me, assassinate my character, smear my name, and outright lie about me. At the end of the video, you will see, and oh god, this is a spoiler, I'm 1,000% right.
Oh shit, Devon. Oh my fucking god. Oh my science. Holy shit. You are one of a fucking kind, Devon. You are just spectacular in your lack of self-awareness. But if you want something that is comically hilarious, I'd like to point out the connection between your background right now and the time that you came out of the closet for a brony.
A quick fun fact about this meme thing that Josh talked about, when his attempts to convince TJ that I was just Dr. Evil, the Adolf Hitler of YouTube, when all of that failed, and basically failed because TJ kept saying, yeah, I'm still not seeing any evidence here. He didn't dox anybody. When did he reveal an address?
He's responsible. He's liable.
Okay, so we agree.
He did
So
it.
he's a piece of shit.
It was wrong.
When the entire situation was blowing up in his face, to the point where TJ's brother said, shut the fuck up. Or maybe it was Paul. He then just went into evasive maneuvers and said, well, he did a meme about me, and it was a meme of me with the Nazi stuff on me. So that's bad, isn't it?
Well, Devon, I would like to believe that you are, just deaf or you have really imaginative hearing. But I did not say he's made memes about me. I said he's done this to people.
So
How about the
important to
Google
you.
fucking images? How about him putting swastikas on people?
That was
on his...
because
I wasn't talking about myself. I was talking about Uzalu. You know how you put his full name and swastikas on Google Images as well? Which is over the line because he's never made any images about you with swastikas. But I'm going to let you continue and finish your straw man so it can debunk it more thoroughly.
Josh going up there and complaining about me putting Nazi propaganda on images of him, which I did, and failing to mention that the entire reason I ever talked to Josh or knew his dumb name is because he, a total stranger, made a video about me calling me a neo-Nazi, comparing me to Edward Norton's character from American History X.
The funny thing here is, I actually had a hangout with him. It was called his Haters Hootenanny Hangout, where I destroyed every one of his arguments, but we actually got onto this topic. And I told him why I compared him to Edward Norton, and that's because he was comparable to fucking Edward Norton. And his response was to fucking agree with it. He agreed that it's a fair comparison.
The stats that you both like to share, there was quite a few similarities. You can't really deny.
Bye-bye.
What, that me and Ed Norton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Ed Norton on a lot of
So-
stuff. He's a good guy.
No.
We had a 3-hour discussion. We had 4 more discussions, public hangouts, in which I had to try to explain to this absolute dipshit that I am not a racist. During the course of that time, he then pumped out images of me with swastikas on me.
It's really funny. Devon wants to leave a few key factors out of this because what actually happened was I looked at his statement, the one that is posted right there, when he says that black people are insanely more criminal than any other race. I interpret that as a negative racial generalization, which would be a racist statement. That was my argument. Now, in response to this, because he couldn't handle that fact, he chose to misrepresent my entire argument. He was saying that I compared black people to dogs and mentally ill when I was making analogies for crime and poverty. Now, it wasn't enough for him to just misrepresent my argument. He literally spread false quotes of me saying that black people were like mentally ill dogs. It's funny how he forgot that part.
Like, you saw that picture on Twitter where he had that quotation about the mentally ill people and the pit bulls. Like, I saw that, and I went with the video when I shot that. However, when I rewatched the video, I realized you did not say that at all, and yes, it was in fact a lie.
In response to that, to make a point, to offer some sweet retaliation, I did the same thing back to him and said, how do you like it?
No, Devon, that is another lie. Because I never tagged your name to Google so they can find it when they search your name. That is something that you went above and beyond. You set the bar on that.
This goes back to the very wise thing that Sam Harris said, talking about understanding context when judging the morality of a given situation. If you are walking down the street, you pass an alleyway, you see two men fighting. They're throwing punches. What sense does it make for you to then say, wait a minute, I condemn this. I condemn fighting. I'm anti-punching. Okay, I think you're wrong for punching. I think you're wrong for punching. Now, that would be a criminally stupid thing to say without knowing how this encounter started. Once told that one man approached the other man and assaulted him, walked up to him, punched him in the face, and then the other man defended himself and punched back.
This is actually a brilliant analogy, but there are a few key differences here. It's more like there were two guys walking along the street and one guy decided to spit in the other guy's face, which is assault. For all I know, he's got fucking AIDS. So in defense of myself, I punch him in the face. And since he's such a beta male cuck, he pulls out a knife. And then after stabbing me, he runs up to Sam Harris and says, well, he punched me in the face first, so I had to stab him in defense. Leaving out the fact that you were the first one to assault. Hashtag Din Do Devon.
So at this moment in time, I then went on to do full doxes of TJ and Josh Banco. Wait a minute, no, actually that never happened because I'm against doxing and have never doxed anybody.
Okay, so just to be clear here, 2016 isn't the year of the dox anymore, like you've proclaimed in your mental ramblings. This entire video has just been Devon Tracey's attempt to rewrite history and play the victim card like he loves to so much. It's 100% obvious to anyone who isn't riding Devon's cock that you have in fact doxed people's location. The evidence is out there. If you haven't seen it, I will recommend you watch Uzalu's video, The Unethical Tale of Devon Tracey, which I will link in the description. But at this point, he stops talking about me, so I think it's a good time to end this video. I hope you all have enjoyed this tour of Devon Tracey's world view. Good night, everybody.
So you can throw me